Hi everyone, welcome back to our Crybaby Whims challenge. Aspen has just found out that she is pregnant and the panic is starting to set in. She is currently video chatting Edward, trying to convince him to come over later, even though he did just leave a couple of minutes ago because we're continuing right where we left off. So he doesn't know, but she's trying to convince him to come back later and tell him something really important. I don't think that he'll be really happy about coming over because Brian is here and they are just not really getting on quite well. But Aspen is feeling very tense because of the unexpected child on the way, but she is still going to work like nothing is happening. She is most likely trying to pretend like nothing really is happening. So let's just spend some time with Brian while Aspen is at work, who is also oblivious. He has no idea what is happening with Aspen as well. He is feeling quite upset about his stuff getting repossessed. I forgot that we have bills. Do we still have them though? I think so, and we still can't pay them. If anything, they're getting bigger, so we are in a lot of trouble. We've learned that Brian just absolutely hates it here and he is starting to miss his family, so I will have him call his mother and ask her how she's doing, trying to repair that relationship. He is really good still with most of his family, well, all of his family, so I think that Brian might be considering going back to live with them because this entire situation really just does not feel worth it anymore, and his family is trying to contact him more and more. I'm not going to go to the festival because I'm not interested, but they are definitely all reconnecting. While Aspen is still not here, you might as well use that chance to chat with Amara. Oh, she's apparently somewhere nearby. Okay, not really, she's all the way at the pier. Oh, just in time, Aspen got this traitor message. That is so funny. The game absolutely knows what's going on here. But since Amara is here, I'm gonna have Brian go all the way here to try to catch up with her, ask her how she's doing. I can't believe that she's still like showing up around here, that she's not scared of being near Aspen. Aspen is gonna be home really soon, so she might be questioning where Brian is, but he could easily say that he was just pickpocketing people out on the pier, so I'm guessing that she will believe him. And speaking of Aspen, she just came back home feeling so tense and so heartbroken. Oh, Aspen, I almost feel bad for you. But since Brian is away, you could invite over Edward. So it's kind of interesting that they're both sneaking around with their love interest that the other person hates. I actually did not even think about that. So let's try to talk to him just like nothing is happening, kind of reel him in, have him be relaxed because he's currently not even in a really good mood, so he will take the news even worse. Oh, you just want to give him a kiss. You really want to get him in a good mood. All right, I see how it is. But she is having difficulties hiding that she's in a terrible mood, so she is, I think, venting to him. Not really quiet about what happened. Oh, but he is flirty. Amara is right here. She'll hear everything. Brian is also coming. Are they going somewhere together? I can't even fight her or anything. I think that she is leaving, so I'll just let her because we're quite busy. We need to be continuing talking to Edward, who is still in a good mood, so let's just use it up real quick. She's not very happy with him. Oh my gosh, he's yelling at her. He's insulting her. Oh no. Alright, you need to tell him, like, now. So, announce the news of the unwanted pregnancy. They are just kind of like arguing. She's really not having any of this. It's an unpleasant conversation. This could not have gone worse. And she is telling him right now. He is devastated. They're both devastated. Aspen was for sure expecting his support, and it doesn't seem like she will get that, which is really worrying. It's obvious that both of them really don't want this child. I mean, Aspen literally has this unwanted child on the way and he was crying, which is crazy. She's having a full-on pregnancy freak out, and I'm sure that he is as well. The thing is, there are options and she doesn't have to keep that child if she doesn't want to. She does have an option that she can't even afford, but for the sake of the challenge, of course, I need her to have a child, but for the sake of the story, she can't even afford that at all, which is really worrying. They have these bills that they can't really afford at all. Things are getting repossessed, things are broken, stinky. How is she gonna have a child in such conditions? But Edward doesn't seem interested. He's literally yawning away. He doesn't care. If anything, he would try to force Aspen to just take care of it somehow, otherwise he will, which does sound like a bit of a threat. So I'm just gonna send him him away. He is going. He does not want anything to do with that. And she's even in a worse mood that she was before. She's even sad now. She's feeling dazed, embarrassed. Things are just pretty bad. Brian is coming over also in a really bad mood. He probably heard the yelling, so he's just coming over to see what is happening. Aspen is immediately complaining to him, so she's in such a bad mood that she probably wouldn't even think about trying to keep things a secret. She would just tell him that she is just, I hate the thing that's going on right now. I hate that I'm in this situation. So let's just see how, oh yeah, he is also having a terrible reaction. Probably not because he's feeling sad about Aspen. He's just like, I can't believe that I'm involved in this mess. I don't know what to do because I just can't live here anymore. Oh, he's yelling about money. That makes so much sense. They are in such a mess. If anything, Brian would panic even more and try to contact his family and beg for any sort of help. He's hiding in the bathroom to do that, so he definitely doesn't want Aspen to know. Even the person who was there for her whenever she needed to, she didn't even have to think about it, is not really here for her anymore. He doesn't even want to talk anymore. Oh no, someone from Brian's family has just passed away. I'm not sure who that is. Let me see on his family tree. Oh, it's his grandmother who passed away, isn't it? Yeah, he woke up feeling very sad. He's crying immediately. Aspen just woke up caring about a rat more than Brian, which really is Aspen thing. She woke up feeling enraged. Oh, no one's gonna be having a good day in this household today for sure. Oh, and Aspen is shoving him immediately. She does not want to talk to him. She's really disappointed in his lack of support, but she doesn't really deserve the support. She did put them in a horrible situation. It's not just her fault, but she was being irresponsible as well. And it's not fair to put Brian in this situation too, because he is in this household as well, and they are struggling enough as it is. And now she doesn't even seem to care at all that he's suffering this horrible loss. She just doesn't care. Apparently she's hurt because he's not being all nice to her, but he doesn't have any patience anymore. Oh, you're freezing, Aspen? Well, your baby's gonna be freezing as well. You really just made a mess for everyone, including this poor child that's not even here yet. Their relationship is just so bad. She's so heartbroken by that. But Brian has lost his patience. He is saying, well, look, I just don't want to deal with this anymore. It's another holiday. I lost a member of my family. I didn't spend my birthday with them, and now you're doing all of this and you're behaving like an absolute brat. I am just gonna go. I don't want to deal with this. So Brian is finally gonna go and split from this household and leave. He has no patience for Aspen anymore, and that is kind of it. She sees this as an empty threat, but he is actually ready to go. Brian has decided to finally go back home. He called his mother to pick him up somewhere neutral, so he's not necessarily exposing where Aspen is as well, but I think that someone from his family was at the lot at some point anyway. But he got picked up somewhere and he has officially went back home. He's not going to be taking any of the money. There's barely anything, and he doesn't care because his family is actually like super rich. All right, sure, good for Brian. But Aspen is all alone now without anyone, so things will only just get tougher from here. She didn't quite realize that Brian really left. It's probably gonna take a couple of hours for it to set in. Right now she's thinking he just went somewhere to call off. I don't really care. I have other things to deal with. It's not my problem. I'm gonna have her attempt chatting with Edward, but it's just really bad. They hate each other. They are just not happy about the mess that they got themselves in, and they're just blaming each other. But what is Aspen going to do now that she's completely alone and devastated and has this child on the way? Well, something that she does have to be doing is figuring out how to make money, because she desperately needs money. So I'm gonna have her pickpocket this vendor and see if it works. She's absolutely desperate to earn any sort of money right now, so this better work. She needs to get her act together and figure stuff out, but it's not working out, most likely because she's in such a distressed mood, and she was never good at this to begin with, so things are just even worse. But instead of running away all the way home, how about you go and just go somewhere else and try again? I brought her to this lounge where a lot of celebrities are, and maybe she'll have a bit more luck, so let's try that again and try to pickpocket this random no way, that's Edward just showed up here right in front of her. I'm just gonna have her try to pickpocket pickpocket this person first and then we'll deal with Edward. What are the odds? Of course, she failed as well. But right, where is Edward? Of course, he's at the bar. Of course, he is. I'm not even surprised at all. Aspen needs to be dealing with you. You can't just be running away from her, running away from your child as well. You did this too. You can tell him, like, look, it's your child. We're in this together, whether you like it or not. But of course, he doesn't like it. He's so upset. There usually is an option to, like, organize to provide for the baby, but I'm not seeing that. It looks like it's not really an option that Edward is offering to Aspen. If anything, I'm just wondering how safe is this for her, because he is involved in such a notorious gang that maybe his threats yesterday was really something to be taken seriously, because who knows what he could be doing? Who knows if he told the rest of his family? If he did tell them, I'm feeling like Aspen might be in some kind of danger. So instead of trying to argue with him, let's just kick him one more time and just run. Just go to this random park, whatever. Oh, and she just arrived here in a blizzard, but she really did that to herself, because who knows, maybe Edward's threats wouldn't really lead anywhere, but now that she kicked him and embarrassed him in front of the entire bar, I think that she is in actual danger, and her child as well, whether she likes it or not, it is her child that she will have to take care of somehow. So now she's actually on the run as well. She can't go back to her junkyard because it's not really hers even, it's Edward's, and even if it wasn't his, he knows where it is. He knows where to find her there, and that would just put a target on her back. So now she can't even go back there. So what are you going to be doing now? Just hanging around a random park that he will eventually find you in as well, I think. Because wasn't this actually the place that they went on their like little date thing? Maybe it isn't actually. Let's try to maybe take a second to calm down a little bit, talk to yourself in the mirror. Oh, you're so hungry. We need to find food somehow. Maybe you're not really close with Colette, but she's pretty much the only person that you have right now. So try chatting with Colette, ask if they have any advice. But who is another person that you could be trusting and that you could be talking to? Not really that many. You mostly have negative relationships with people, which is probably bringing out memories of her father and how much she wishes she could have his assistance in all of this. They had amazing compatibility and they were relatively close as you can be to a really evil sim. And don't forget that she doesn't know that he is gone. She's still technically looking for him. Her mission did kind of slip with other things going on, especially now, but she's still looking for Thomas. And now she is going to try even harder to find him, to have her father help her in this situation, because that is pretty much the only thing that is crossing her mind. She just decided, well, I'm gonna find my dad and he's gonna make all of this okay. But the first step is figuring out how. Maybe Colette knows something, maybe Colette knows someone. The problem is Brian was the one trying to help recruit people, but now Brian's not even an option anymore. He's not really in the club and he left home. At this point, Aspen most likely realized, so Brian is out of the picture. But while she's having this phone call, I need to figure out the food, and it's really, really bad here. It's an actual blizzard, so we need to go somewhere else. Oasis Springs Park is promising because it's most likely not a blizzard here, but for the same reason I just remembered, that's where she went during her date with Edward. So let's try to steer clear of this park, as well as the lounge that we saw Edward in. So let's try to keep clear of all the areas that we noticed Edward in. Maybe let's try Windenburg, even though I feel like it's gonna be cold here as well, but go to this cafe and try to steal some food. I'm gonna have her have another chat with Colette, because Colette is really pretty much the only person that she can talk to. But I noticed this news badly received from disclosing parenthood. Aspen's lover reacted poorly to being told that they are other parent of Aspen's latest child. Oh, and she's about to enter her second trimester already. This is getting so stressful. I'm kind of panicking. But we're in this cafe and I'm waiting for a couple of people to arrive and order something so she doesn't waste any money. Oh, there's some food right there. Go eat that. Go eat that. I don't know whose order that is, but it's Aspen's now. You better get that. No one's really complaining. No one's really mad. Oh no, Aspen, you just ordered something. Oh, I'm mad. I knew this would happen. At least she's kind of getting her hunger up. Oh, this is weird. She has a fear of crowded places. Too many Sims in one place. She is getting super paranoid because she needs to look out for Edward, but also for her family. She doesn't really want to be found by them as well. So you have to look over your shoulder all the time, which is definitely super stressful. But she is getting tired and stinky, so I'm thinking let's go to the gym and use up their showers if she can. It is kind of risky coming to the city. Someone from her family could see her, but I don't think that they would really be in this type of neighborhood, so it should be okay. Oh, she has the pregnancy walk. Oh, that is just a little bit disturbing to see for Aspen, especially in this situation, not gonna lie. But she is weirdly very happy. It's either just pregnancy hormones messing with her and she has no idea what she's feeling, or she's kind of enjoying this weird life on the run, always on the go. We are kind of bouncing from place to place, but yeah, she can't really stay in one location for too long. It's kind of risky, but it's not really giving her a lot of time to look for her father, and pretty much the only person that she has for potential help is Colette, which is not much. It's kind of interesting that she is starting this new, really messy, but new life on New Year's Eve. It's kind of fitting. So for that reason, I'm gonna have her make a resolution to complete an aspiration milestone. She wants to get better at what she does, and what she does is crime, and she currently sucks. It's not really enough to provide for her or her child that's on the way that she still doesn't really know what to do with. So you need to get better and all of that stuff, which is going to be happening by doing her little leaving aspiration. Which, speaking of, she is in a gym and she could be working out. Let's have it go do an endurance run because she needs to practice running for 3 hours anyway. So I think that that is kind of the best way to have her resolution happen. That is the last step. Oh no, I can't believe I missed this. This is really huge. Look who's here, literally next to her. It's both Ezra and Flora. Look at that. That is ridiculous. What a way to run into them. Well, she definitely did notice them. Flora is just looking over and she's like, oh my gosh, Aspen. I can't believe I found her, especially this way. And seeing her mother in this type of situation did kind of break Aspen, so she is immediately going over, trying to talk to her, trying to tell her that things are bad, and she will actually tell her about the pregnancy as well. And Flora is so upset. No wonder. They're both just miserable. She can't believe that Aspen is in this situation. Teenage child pregnant. This sim has just learned about their teenage child being pregnant. Will they react well and offer support, or react poorly and refuse to be supportive? Well, Aspen doesn't really deserve the support because she put Flora through a lot already, and Ezra as well. Although she was trying to find Aspen, it was a bit of a relief to have her be gone and have her life with Ezra and just try to be calm for at least a while. Probably feeling very guilty about it, but still they had some peace. And now, as soon as they notice Aspen, things are just completely going 180 and it's bad immediately. But Aspen is her child and she was desperate to find her somehow. So I think that she will react well and accept to support her just as a way to try to make sure that Aspen is safe. Try to get her to come home and pull her out of this horrible lifestyle that she's putting herself in. So Flora is gonna say, you know what, Aspen, just please come home. This is not the way to live with a child. Just come home. I'm gonna take care of everything. And this is kind of everything that Aspen really wanted to hear. She didn't really want to hear that from Flora. She was more expecting to hear that from Thomas, but she can't really find Thomas and she can't find the time to find Thomas. So yeah, she's gonna agree. Although I didn't think it would happen this way, I really did not think that she would actually run into one of them in the wild, let alone both of them at the same time. But Aspen is going to be going home now because she doesn't have much other choice really. Wow, it is good to be home. It's been a while since we were here last time. I mean, nothing has changed obviously. Aspen is running to her room immediately. Are you going to game immediately? She's watching the TV. She probably missed that so much. Alright, I'm gonna have you go play something. While these two are having a chat, like, okay, what do we do now? And one thing that I did notice is the money that they have right now. They almost saved up enough to move out. Didn't I say that I'm gonna have them move out once they earn 20k? But now we're gonna have to spend a little money on the upcoming baby as well. Well, things are tense and Aspen is still not really being the best. She should be a little bit more grateful to Flora, but Flora is still gonna take her in because it is her child. She doesn't really have much of a choice. She still loves her, which is why Flora is also gonna be trying to make Aspen feel a little bit better. Maybe try to tell her that she will help with the child. It's all gonna be okay. She sees that she's just devastated, so try to cheer up a little bit. Let's see if that reassuring is gonna work. Probably not. So now Flora is also feeling so tense. Ask when the baby is due. Do you even know like what's happening with your pregnancy? Did you even try to take care of yourself? Do you know how far along are you? What is the situation? What are you having? How many are you having? Don't forget that these two are twins, and they had twins in her father's side of the family, so who knows? And on Flora's, oh no, now I'm panicking that she might have twins. Well, I know that this is super silly, but Flora's like, well, let me just feel the baby. Let me just try to feel if things are okay. But no, Aspen's not letting her. Aspen would rather pretend that there is nothing happening in here. Oh, that is such a shame. Flora is trying to tell Aspen, try to teach her about some responsibility, that she will need to take care of this child, reassure her again. It's going to take a lot of reassuring to have Aspen try to accept this. I'm guessing it's not really going to work, but tell her that you will help her with the child. It's all going to be okay. Try to find out as much as possible, really. But one thing that she has to ask, because she's so curious, is the child's father going to stay? Who is the child's father? She doesn't really know. I'm guessing that she's assuming that it's Brian, because she's the only person that she saw Aspen with. But no, Aspen is leaving the conversation and Flora is losing her mind. Oh, okay, she's not pregnant. Don't worry about that. Oh, that scared me so bad. Flora is not pregnant. It's alright. That was horrifying. I did notice this moodlet, quite the news from teen child's pregnancy. Shock takes over Flora's mind and she tries to integrate what she had just learned. Her teenage child pregnant. What sort of madness has made this happen? But now it's reality and everyone must shake off whatever feelings or judgments they may have and tackle things in an adult manner together, and by supporting one another they will figure this out. So you can see that Flora is clearly trying her best to support Aspen, while Aspen is not really caring that much. She's just chilling in bed after weeks of not being able to do that and be comfortable, looking at this photo of her and her father, thinking, I really need to find him because this is just insufferable. But she's going to sleep. It's late and she is currently going to be in her third trimester in 14 hours. So let's leave that for next time. So let's stop right here and have these two talk things through and make a bit of a plan. But if you want to see what happens in the next episode, what Aspen is having, what she's going to be doing with the baby, is she going to be taking any sort of responsibility, you can click right here to watch the next episode. And if the next episode is not out yet, here is something to watch while you wait. See you there.